Good morning, everyone. I'm Colleen Verrucka, and I serve as university spokesperson. Thank you so much for being here today as we announced Bowling Green State University's next Director of Athletics. We also want to thank those joining the live stream with us this morning. Before we get started, I would like to share more about the program today. We will hear from the president and our next director of athletics. Following their remarks, they will be available for media questions here at the podium. With that, it is my pleasure to introduce the 12th president of BGSU, Dr. Rodney Rogers.
Thank you, Colleen. It is absolutely an exciting day for Bowling Green State University, and we thank you all for being here. It was 62 days ago that we launched a national search to place the next director of athletics at Bowling Green. And you know, this is a very important search. Every time I walk into the Stroh Center and this great facility, and you see these banners behind us, the Schmidhorst Heritage Hall, and you see the rich tradition and heritage of this university and athletics, I'm reminded of what an important position our Director of Athletics is at this institution. And so we want to ensure that we continue to build on that great legacy for the next edition of BGSU Athletics. And certainly we also though recognize that Division I athletic programs are in a period of transformation. There are certainly changes going on: name, image, likeness, the need to continue to diversify resources, an increased emphasis, appropriately so, on the student-athlete well-being, conference realignments, the transfer portal. You know, how do we leverage the role of athletics to engage the broader community, our fans, especially our students? So today, we are very excited to announce the next leader. However, as you know, our university's athletic department is absolutely a team. And I want to share my gratitude for their work, their commitment to our student athletes, coaches and staff, all of those individuals supporting each other during this time of transition. And certainly want to especially thank and acknowledge Stacy Kosiak, right there, Stacy. Thank you for serving in an interim role during this time of transition. So we are here inside a state-of-the-art Stroh Center, and you know, I'm thinking about Kerm Stroh right now, who passed away not too long ago, and just his role in this facility and how excited he would be here. But we also know we've got quite a few of our other supporters and donors of this institution and this program that are with us today, and we thank you all for being here. You know, when we're placing our next athletic director, we knew that we needed an AD that knows firsthand the importance of athletics as a residential, comprehensive public university like Bowling Green. You know, it's an AD who could be like coaches of the coach, if you will, a leader who could develop and manage and retain great talent on our staff, an AD who would be an advocate of our student athletes and championing their success. It's an AD who's going to embrace student and fan engagement, set a priority to develop and grow resources, someone who will be engaged in our community both internally and externally. It's a university leader who understands the need to differentiate a BGSU education, which requires collaboration, strategy, and vision across this great university. And most importantly, it's an AD who absolutely is aligned and supports our mission to create public good each and every day. And as you know, Division I athletics is certainly comprehensive. We are thrilled that our new AD brings a very diverse experience. He started as an academic advisor. He worked in compliance. His experience as a deputy AD, and he led the operations of a Division I level program right here in the Mid-American Conference at Central Michigan University. He then served as a sitting athletic director at Austin Peay State University. He then broadened his impact, and when his former president asked him to serve in a greater role, he accepted the appointment as a vice president for advancement, communications, and strategic initiatives. But he wanted to get back to athletics. And so following that, he has most recently served as the Associate Vice President and Chief Operating Officer at the University of Arizona Athletics. You know, he's coming to Bowling Green from nearly 2,000 miles away in Tucson, Arizona. The weather is warmer here today than in Tucson, so you're bringing the warm weather with you, Derek. Successfully placing our 15th athletic director in university history required a national search. And I want to certainly take a moment to thank the search committee, collegiate sports associates, and all of those who participated in this process. Student athletes we talked to at the beginning, the coaches, the faculty, the staff, cabinet members, supporters, and alumni, and the list kind of goes on and on. And you may note that our next AD certainly has broad experience. He is familiar with the Mid-American Conference as a student athlete at Central Michigan. And with working within that athletics department for 16 years, at the end, 2 years as the deputy AD. He held the AD position and vice president position at Austin Peay State University. He has PAC-12 experience, Power 5 experience at the University of Arizona Athletics as an associate vice president and COO. And while his career in higher ed and athletics has been a journey, there is a clear line that connects this. Our next AD has served at public universities, crossing 3 states, and now he comes to Bowling Green State University. It's a commitment that we certainly embrace, that these institutions embrace. It's a commitment of education both inside and outside the classroom. It's understanding the importance of partnerships between athletics and the academic to make sure we are elevating the entire university through BGSU Athletics. It's making sure that we continue to contribute public good to our region and beyond. And so, ladies and gentlemen, it is my sincere pleasure to welcome the 15th Director of Athletics in BGSU's history, Derek Vandermeer. And as we say, I Ziggy Zumba. Gotta have a hat. All right.
Thank you.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you very much. I'm going to leave the hat off, and I'll start off, and I'll put the hat on at the end. So thank you very much, Dr. Rogers. I truly appreciate this awesome opportunity to join this community. And once again, I know the moment that I'm standing here at Bowling Green is a journey that has brought me to this great institution. I know your history, I know your legacy, I've seen it, I've been a part of it through many, many experiences over my years, and I know the great honor and the great opportunity that comes with being here. First off, Dr. Rogers, thank you very much for your kind introduction. I appreciate that. It's a pleasure and an honor to be here in Bowling Green, Ohio, today to formally accept this position as the Director of Athletics and Recreation at this great university. I want to begin by thanking Bowling Green State University's Board of Trustees and Board Chair, Marilyn Isley, for their commitment and support to this university and their vision for this great university. I'd like to thank the President for a search process that afforded me the opportunity to be here. It was a clear, thoughtful process that provided me a great opportunity to experience and learn so much about this great university. I'd like to thank the search committee members for their patience, their diligence, in allowing me to learn through the process. I'd like to thank the University Advocate, Dr. Sandra Earle, for her warm and welcoming hospitality to my wife and I as we came on campus. And during this process, I also understood that so many of you were asked to participate and contribute in providing information and feedback as to the type of leader that you want. I think it's a great honor that those characteristics that you identified were seen in me, and I assure you I will strive every day to live up to your expectations of what you want to see in a leader. I want to thank Stacy Koziak for the service to this great university during this interim period of time. I appreciate her leadership. I appreciate her taking time to talk to me about the opportunities here. Her passion and love for this university is clearly evident, and I'm going to enjoy working with her. Thank you very much. A special thanks to Drew Turner and Collegiate Sports Associates. Professional process, the Turner family, I've known for many, many years, and I always appreciate their diligence, their commitment to excellence in everything that they do. And finally, I'd like to thank President at University of Arizona, Dr. Robert Robbins, and the Athletics Director, Dave Hickey, who have been great mentors and friends during my tenure at Arizona. I've worked with Dave for many years, and he has always been a very close friend, but also a great mentor in my life who has led and guided me throughout my career. I'm going to make sure my comments are brief today, and I know that when you go to athletic events, generally they tend to be longer, so I'm going to try to, brevity is very important to me because I want your attention, so I'm going to try to be as brief as possible. As a personal introduction, I'm a former student athlete, and that has defined my entire experience. I'm a former student athlete that my entire perspective of life, what I drive, what I work at, was defined by the experience of being that student athlete. I wasn't a person that grew up playing sports. I was a violinist who decided my senior year of high school that I wanted to be a college football player, and walked on and earned my opportunity on a program and had great success at Central Michigan. But that part about being a walk-on, about that experience of overachieving, striving to reflect and represent an institution with pride in its people and its community has been a passion my entire life. And I think it was started by that struggle. And that's a struggle that I enjoy. I enjoy being a part of with a great team of people. As the president noted, I've worked in a lot of different roles. I've had the experiences. I've traveled the roads of athletics across the country. I've earned the scars that come with the business, but I've learned a great deal. And I hope that experience will bring great resources and information to this university. I have been professionally successful in the Mid-American Conference, a small, growing Ohio Valley FCS school, a Power 5 school. I've had large, I've had small budgets. The one thing that doesn't change, whether it's resources or size of the institution, it's people. People make a difference. Great student athletes that are appropriately inspired, that believe in the outcomes, make a difference. And I'm going to hope to work with this great community that we have here to continue to make a great difference in the trajectory of this great university. I was born and raised in South Africa. I lived on mission stations. I come from a missionary family. I understand the importance of struggle. I understand the importance of perseverance. And once again, always believing that there's opportunity and being a part of a community that's striving for that. It's been an incredible experience, and I'm looking forward to serving this institution through this process and transition. I have 3 simple messages that I'm just going to roll out. 1, in speaking with Dr. Rogers, I was struck by his vision and plans and sense of purpose. It immediately attracted my attention that not just in athletics, but in academics, in the community and involvement in constituent relationships, this university is committed to excellence in everything that it does. It has a clear, vibrant vision for how the public higher education institution can transform a community by a focus on public good. He is cleanly looking at opportunities emerging around the region and is ensuring that Bowling Green is at the forefront of discovery and competition. In everything we discuss, I can see a natural comfort level with the concepts of planning and excellence. My commitment to working with the staff to develop a strong plan, a comprehensive plan, that ensures that we're competitive in the Mid-American Conference, the Central Collegiate Hockey Association, that we are appropriately poised to compete for championships. We'll strive for excellence in everything that we do. We'll focus on our student athletes. We'll ensure that our coaches have the resources that they need to be competitive. Secondly, we'll remain focused on the student athlete experience. My second message is a clear, concise commitment that everything we do will be an intentional commitment to the success academically, athletically, and socially of our student athletes. I look forward to working with our coaches. Our coaches are the mentors, they're the friends, they're the individuals that transform these student athletes' lives. Understanding how I can best serve them is critical to the success of my role. Everything I do is a commitment to mission, purpose, and serving the interests of the university. We'll follow NCAA rules. We'll work relentlessly to expand resources and to grow opportunities to give those student athletes a superior experience while they're in college. Finally, we'll engage our community. Very important. When we say for the public good, what are we talking about? We're talking about this community has to see the value of the enterprise. Our campus community has to see the value of this enterprise. The students on this campus have to understand the contribution that athletics makes and the overall visibility of the institution. Bowling Green is a great institution. When I was talking to Dr. Rogers, he said time and time to me, why not Bowling Green? Why not Bowling Green? What does that mean? That's an aspirational vision that we should be at the forefront of this state in every single conversation. And the only way that we do that is through our students, through their student experience, through engaging our faculty and our campus community, as well as our local community. Most important, we'll be inviting people to participate in this experience. This part of the plan will look at meaningful ways to make everybody part of the story of what's great at the University of Bowling Green State University. Lastly, my closing comments. I've said yes many times in recent days. I said yes to the interview process, yes to the questions, yes to Dr. Rogers when he asked me to join. My most important yes is when I was asked my wife to marry me, Stephanie Parrish, who can't be here today. She has a work commitment. But she is passionate about this community. Already, as she was going through this community and seeing the community and the people and meeting the wonderful people, she immediately said, this is a place that we need to be. And so I'm sorry she can't be here today, but it's an amazing opportunity for her and for you at some point to meet her and see her passion of what she will bring every day to serving the interests of this university. I have 4 amazing children, Emily, Lauren, Ian, and Patton. They're an important part of my life. You will see them around. I have 2 in college, 1 out, and a 4-year-old, and the 4-year-old is, we call her the Little General, named after General Patton, so you'll enjoy meeting her. I also want to thank my sister for being here. She's an attorney in Detroit, so she came down. I do have family in the area, and so I appreciate you being here today. Thank you. First off, I will start as a new employee with wide open eyes, a bunch of questions, and attentive ear. In a few weeks, I'll be on the listening tour, and I'll be learning about what's important to this community. Those 3 thoughts about embracing planning, comprehensive excellence, focusing on the student-athlete experience, and engaging our community will consume everything I do at this campus and serving the interests of this great university. Bowling Green State University is a very special place. It'll become my home. I will live in this community. I can't wait to get to work, and go Falcons.
Okay, with that, we are ready for media questions.
Justin Felke with BCSN and 13 ABC. Congratulations. Welcome to Northwest Ohio. What do you see as the biggest challenge that you're going to face in your new position?
The one thing, even whether it doesn't make a difference where you're at in this industry, it's just the challenge of the industry itself. That coupled with everything else that's historical. I mean, we've always, and our industry demands resources, demands growth. We can't be in a constant state of not movement in order to succeed. And then you couple that with the transfer portal, you couple that with NIL, you couple that with all these other conditions that are imposing challenges. I think that the one thing yes, they are challenges. Those are significant issues. However, has to be a mindset of everybody that works in this industry that, in great turmoil, in great uncertainty is where the greatest opportunity lies as well. There are many people that freeze and stare at that challenge and go, you know what, it's best to take a step back. And there are some people that wait and see what everybody else does. And then there are individuals that soar forward. And that's the part that we will play. What does that mean? We'll define that. We'll move aggressively. There are people that support this university. I've heard from almost everybody I've met here. This community is passionate, and I've seen that over the years. I've been at a lot of games here and events, and I see what happens when the Falcons are doing well. And when people believe in the narrative, that they believe in the direction of this university, I've seen the Army that shows up. We're going to engage that Army because this is a time of opportunity, and we'll be defined by that.
Question for Rodney. I know there was a search firm a part of this, but who made up the panel, the committee here at BGSU, and why the selection process and how you guys went about that to bring Derek on board?
Great, thanks for that question. Real quick, we had a variety of academic and university leaders across campus. We had some alums and friends and supporters of the institution as well. Was part of the committee, the screening committee, if you will, that met with a very strong pool of individuals, without a doubt, very strong pool. I certainly appreciate collegiate sports. They certainly helped build that pool. A lot of individuals, a lot of different backgrounds, but I think it became clear as we worked through the process, that Derek was the individual that will lead our university and athletics moving forward. So.
Hi, Derek. I'm Patrick Andrews from the Blade. I just wanted to ask you, coming from Central Michigan, you have familiarity with the MAC. How do you think that will help you in this role?
As I made the comment, throughout my experience of being a student athlete in this conference, the thing that I was most proud about was we can, and we do, time and time again, overachieve against insurmountable odds and have achieved great success. You look at the last 10 to 15 years in this conference, and any of us that have been in this room that have been at institutions that have a lot of resources, that have middle-of-the-line resources, that have no resources, it's all about people. And when you have great people that believe and are working together, anything is possible. I believe that is what has defined my entire part of my life growing up. It's a value embedded in me, is that regardless of what people say are the odds, you can overachieve. The MAC reflects the greatest of that in this country. MAC football, MAC basketball, MAC, all the MAC sports that we support, when they compete, you better be ready. And I think our programs have reflected that through the history of this conference. Being a part of that, joining that sense of that battle is a great honor and privilege, and that's probably the greatest thing is I know that. I know, yes, we don't have, but we'll overcome those odds, and we'll work to do our best to ensure our programs have the resources to be competitive at the greatest levels.
Question is for Rodney. Dave Briggs with the Blade. BG has always prided itself on doing less with more, and you mentioned that underdog edge. How important is it, though, to increase the financial investment in athletics to kind of reach that next level?
David, thanks for that question. I think as we think about resources, and I'll go back to Derek's comment, is appropriately resourcing our programs are absolutely key to ensure that they have the success they need to have. That's going to take creativity, hard work, and finding perhaps new ways, new revenue streams, new resources. We will work very hard at this institution. We're fortunate that we've been in a situation where growing enrollments and some great successes across the university certainly provides us with a broader resource base, and we will continue to work hard to grow that resource base. But ensuring that we have the kinds of experiences for our student athletes, the kind of experiences for our fans and our broader community will be absolutely key to expand our resource bases as well.
Any other media questions? Okay, well, thank you so much. This concludes our program today. Thank you so much for joining us, and welcome.